was a rainy Tuesday night in Manhattan. Inside a small podcast booth, Jim Jones tugged his Yankees cap low, leaned into the mic, and said it like it was nothing. Nas, he never really meant that much to me. The hosts laughed, half nerves, half excitement, because they knew those 10 words were pure gasoline. Outside that room, every hip-hop fan felt the floorboard shake. Jim hadn't just shaded a rapper, he poked a legend who's been protected by 3 decades of loyal listeners. Within minutes, the clip jumped from group chats to timelines, and the firestorm was on. Memes arrived first. One showed a giant Illmatic vinyl towering over a tiny Ballin' single. Another had college professors quoting Nas while Jim's club flyers scrolled by. Even longtime Dipset supporters typed, "Bro, why?" Instead of pulling back, Jim doubled down, claiming kids born in '03 couldn't name a Nas track if their Wi-Fi depended on it. The internet smelled blood and went digging for facts. Grammys, record sales, tech investments, anything that proved Nas's impact. The receipts were brutal. 9 million monthly Spotify listeners for Nas versus under 1 million for Jim. Sold out arenas against half-filled clubs. A Grammy in 2021 against Jim's last Billboard moment in 2009. And while we're counting, hit the subscribe button right now if deep dive celebrity sagas like this are your thing. You'll get every update the second it drops. Most artists would swallow their pride at that point. Jim looked for a new target. When Billboard placed Pusha T at number 29 on its greatest rappers list, cameras caught Jim smirking outside an event. "Name 5 Pusha songs right now," he challenged. Like he'd found a cheat code. The clip went viral before the echo faded. Pusha, though, plays chess, not checkers. No tweets, no surprise freestyle, just silence. Fans remembered what happened to Drake in 2018. They knew if Push answered, it wouldn't be from a couch. Then came Paris Fashion Week. Pharrell turned the Pont Neuf Bridge into a glowing runway for his Louis Vuitton debut. Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Rihanna watched from the front row. The orchestra stopped, lights dimmed, and out walked Pusha T and No Malice. The Clips reunited over a brand new Pharrell beat. Mid-verse, Push slipped in a single razor line, chasing a feature out of your element. He never said Jim's name. He didn't have to. The shot echoed off designer luggage and billion-dollar bank accounts. Jim's podcast trash talk suddenly felt like yelling across an ocean through a paper cup. Meanwhile, Nas was playing a different game entirely. Back in Queens, word leaked that he'd locked in a $5 billion expansion for Resorts World, a casino, hotel, and entertainment complex covering more than 350,000 square feet. No diss tracks, no interviews, just drone shots of cranes and blueprints. Comment sections lit up. Legends move in silence, except for the sound of construction. Overnight, stream counts looked tiny next to skyscrapers and permanent jobs. Summer Jam 2024 tested everything. The MetLife stage is hip-hop's yearly report card. Pass, and the city cheers, fail, and social media replays it forever. Jim hit the stage in a neon leather trench, sure nostalgia would carry him. Halfway in, rumor has it Funk Flex cut the set short. Time issues, politics, karma, no one's sure. The mic died. The roar Jim expected turned into a cold murmur, the kind you hear on a stalled subway. By sunrise, blogs were posting split-screen videos. Paris runway magic on one side, MetLife confusion on the other. Cornered people either reflect or lash out. Jim chose the second option. On another podcast, he slammed the table. "I made Nas go viral. He was never trending like this before me." TikTok stitched that claim next to Wembley sellouts. Harvard lectures on Illmatic. Even Nas's recent Grammy speech. Moments that happened long before Jim's hot take. Comments piled up. Capo built a campfire, then said he invented the sun. Even Dipset message boards begged him, "Let it go, King. You're scraping paint off the legacy." Industry whispers got louder. The Clips reunion album is finished, and insiders swear whole verses detail Jim line by line. Pharrell's beats are minimalist and mean. Push's pen is surgical. Push isn't chasing likes. He's curating moments. Runway ambushes, art gallery listening parties, billionaire partners in every frame. Jim, scrambling for oxygen, flipped the same Pharrell beat into a quick SoundCloud diss and prayed lightning would strike twice. It didn't. So here we are. Jim Jones still owns a vivid chapter in hip-hop history. Pink furs fluttering on 125th, Harlem swagger stamped on every video countdown, and an arena anthem that once made basketball crowds in every time zone shout "ballin'." But legacy is a living thing. It either grows or it withers. Right now, his resume sits at an uneasy crossroads. On one side are the highlights, Dipset nostalgia tours, community givebacks, real moments that mattered. On the other side are weeks of podcast fireworks that sparked more laughs than lasting impact. Nas quietly adds Skyline Architect to his bio, building a casino complex that will outlive any trending hashtag. Pusha turns Paris Fashion Week into a lyrical battlefield and walks away with both the runway and the internet in his pocket. Compared to moves like those, Jim's soundbite blitz feels small, like trying to fight skyscrapers with a selfie stick. If he wants back in the conversation for the long haul, he'll need more than viral one-liners. He'll need a project that reminds people why they ever cared. Or an investment play that shifts real-world power, not just comment section energy. Which brings us to the million-dollar question that hovers in the humid New York summer air. Does chasing clout pay, or does it charge interest you can never afford? Culture eventually tunes out the loudest bark if there's no bite behind it. It memorializes the builders, the ones who pour foundations, launch empires, or craft albums you re-listen to after the algorithm forgets them. Jim has a choice right now. Double down on quick strike controversy and risk being remembered as background noise, or recalibrate, drop timeless music, stake claims in tech and real estate, and let results outrun rhetoric. History's waiting to write whichever chapter he delivers next. And trust, the second it lands, we'll be breaking it all down right here. So make sure you've already tapped subscribe and turned on notifications, because the next twist in this saga could either be Jim's greatest comeback or the final echo of a mic left hanging.